So straight away I'm just thinking, no way, no way. So he hasn't given the order direct, Dennis has, but then why would, to me, Dennis has just give that order, yeah, to get rid of Cockney, but why would he just, mate? So I says to Rav, all right then, Rav says, well, yeah, I said, let's go into one a little bit, mate, because, this is serious, lad, my life was on the line here, lad, you were supposed to be the one that did it. You've got orders from Dennis, but I've spoke to Cockney. And he went, what? I said, lad, I've spoke to Cockney. Cockney sent me a message just as if everything was sound normal, and like he wasn't surprised that I was just normal, do you know what I mean? I said, what have you told Dennis? He said, I told Dennis that it never happened. He said, I tell him that. I said, and what was he like? He said, he didn't take it that bad, to be honest. He said, he weren't like fuming and all like that. He just said, oh, okay. So he weren't really that bothered. So if he weren't really that bothered, Cockney's going on like nothing's happened. Rav didn't do what he was supposed to do. Where does that leave me? Where does that leave me? Does that leave me in a position where everyone's trying to do me and I don't even know who it is or where it's going to come from? Yeah, so I've already been with Troy. Troy's sound, Troy's on my side. I've got Levy, yeah, I've got Tosh, yeah, we're sounds, yeah, we're proper sounds. So I don't know where I'm going to go with this one now. So I says to Rav, all right, sounds. So I said, yeah, Rav, can I ask you a few questions just between me and you? He said, yeah. What's your relationship like with Dennis? He said, well, I work for him. I said, I know you work for him. I said, but what do you like on a personal level? He said, I'm not personal with Dennis. I said, see, because I've had this impression that you and Dennis are proper tight. And he's like, no. He said, no. He said, he's done a load of things bad to me. He's done this, he's done... I'm now in a different position, with a different mind frame than what I was, because, let's go back to when I went up there on my own and there was like 10 lads standing there and all that. From what I thought of what was going on then, to what I can see isn't what's going on now. It's a totally different setup, isn't it? It's a totally different setup. So these are all just like, maybe they haven't put a front on, but maybe I've just seen what I want to see. Just like, because I'm not nosy, I don't delve into people's, business, or I just do what I'm supposed to do and all that. But now it's come to me, now it's on me. Yeah, now I'm like, I feel like I'm in the middle of a circle and I don't know who's against me and then the Cockney, I trust the Cockney, I like the Cockney's proper sounds. Rav, I like Rav's proper sounds. Dennis, as far as I'm concerned, he's proper sounds. Do you know what I mean? So, someone's done something. Now, I don't think Rav hasn't done nothing, yeah, and that's the end of it. So, in my opinion, he's out the equation. Now, the Cockney's talking a good talk and he's walking a good walk, right? So, what about Dennis, right? What about Dennis? How am I supposed to speak to Dennis now? Because if I say that I want to speak to Dennis, and Dennis did do this, he's just going to either put me to bed or deny it. But Dennis isn't really want to talk himself out of things. He's that stubborn. He's like a stubborn old gangster, do you know what I mean? He's just like, I'll say what I want, I'll do, you know what I mean? So I've got to approach it cautiously, so I don't know what I'm doing here, so I don't know where I'm going with it. So I said to Rav, do me a favour. He said, well, I said, can you contact Dennis for me and tell him I want to see him? He's like, really? I said, yeah. He said, you sure? I said, am I sure? I said, yeah, I'm sure. I said, lad, I need to know what's going on. Yeah, I said, as long as you, because I know the setup between Dennis and Rav, and I know that all them soldiers are Rav's soldiers, they're his own soldiers. They're nothing to do with Dennis. Now, they might be loyal to Dennis through Rav, but, I can't really see them doing it, because if they were loyal to Dennis and Dennis gave the order, they wouldn't have listened to Rav. Yeah, they all listened to Rav. So Rav's got major pull, hasn't he? He must have. So I said, all right, sort it out then, right? Sort an arrangement out for me to come and see him. He's like, all right, Sam, mate. He said, I'll get back to you in a few days or whatever. I said, all right, Sam, mate, Sam. So I pushed the phone down. Now I'm thinking, do you know what I thought? Where's Tosh and Levy? So I'll text Tosh or text Levy. He's like, get to mine at some point tonight. Levy's like, lad, I'm in a party. Go back, lad, I don't give a fuck where you're at. Get to mine tonight now. Just go back to where you're at. Go and get Tosh or wherever Tosh is. Just find each other and come to mine. Yeah, so he's like, all right, so then Tosh phoned me back. I'm like, wait, what are you doing? He said, I'm with Robbie. I'm like, what are you with Robbie for? He went, lad, he's just knocked out. Robbie, right, I'm going to tell you about Robbie. Robbie he's proper hard. He's a proper hard kid, right? But his sexual preference is men, right? That's okay. There's no problem with that. But he's camp. But he never used to be. Does that make sense? So where Robbie... Robbie just come out the closet one day. Like, he come that far out the closet. He was down the M6, do you know what I mean? And we all knew anyway, because we used to say things, but we wouldn't say nothing to him, because he's hard. He'll have it weird. He's not asked. He'll have it weird. So he's come out and he's made a big thing of it. He's been like, I've got something to tell you. So we all just knew anyway, because he phoned us. He's like, I've got something to tell you. Can I meet you? And all that. So I'm like, he's coming out the closet, everyone's like, what, sound. So he comes in, so Robbie comes to mine, and everyone was already in, now we have a little sit-off, having a little party, a little snipe and all that. He's like, I've got something to tell you. I'm like, what? He said, I don't know what to say for you, and I went, lad, are you gay? And he went, yeah. He said, yeah. He said, how did you know? I said, lad, how did I know? I said, lad, because you turned that camp, you make camp people cringe. And he's like, what? I said, lad, your voice has changed. It's like, I don't know, lad, it's like, I don't know what's happened here, because in my understanding of somebody who's gay, it's a sexual preference from birth, isn't it? That's what I'm understanding of now. I've got nothing against anyone who does anything, yeah, I'm totally just down with anyone who's anyone, and that's that. Yeah, I've got mates from all walks of lives and all different aspects and all different religions, all different sexual preferences, all different races. Means nothing to me. And I mean that from my hands on my heart. It means nothing to me. I don't care where you're from, what you do, how you get down in your own sexual way, whatever. I don't care. Yeah, just, it's your life. Yeah, it's your experience on earth. I'm no one to tell you none. I'm not going to fall out with you because you like males. What are you on about? We go back a long way. So he ends up being sound, and now over the weeks from that, he's got worse, right? He's got worse. His voice has changed. Hey lads, I'm like, lads, why are you doing this? It's weird. It's like yeah, I've got another couple of people who know, and they're gay lads too, and they work on the doors and stuff like that, and you wouldn't even be able to tell. Not that, like, I don't want to offend no one, but just from my personal own scout point of view, yeah, I know door lads who are gay, and they just sound, what's on, yes, sound, and that's just how it is. So why has he come out like this? And the lads who I know who are gay, they don't like camp lads who are gay, because they're like, lads, we don't want girls, we want men. And I can understand what they're saying by that to a certain extent, but why do we want men who wear makeup, lads? And you know what I mean? And he's like, that's a different type. I'm like, oh, is it yet? I'm brand new, I haven't got a clue about it, so I'm just learning, asking questions. So for me, I'm like, Robbie, what lad? So when he's with me on his own, he's not like that. Bizarre, it's like he's got different characters. So when he's on his own with me, he's sound. Now, if he knows he's coming to mine, or we're going somewhere, just me and him, he just wears normal clothes, yeah? Now, when he comes out with us, I know it's still normal clothes, there's nothing wrong with it, but why is he always in pink and that? Yeah, like pink pants, skin-tight pink pants. Yeah, I paid this for that, lad. No one cares, yeah? No one cares how much, yeah? You're walking around in skin-tight pink pants. But he's a big kid, he's proper hard as well. So, he's one of them kids where, if someone says something to him, he'll just put them out, and that's that, in a heavy way. Yeah, it doesn't matter. So no one says nothing to him, because they already know him from before that. And he started going with Chris lately. Now, Chris, you don't know Chris. Chris is another person who's going to introduce to you. He's not going to be in this one. What Chris did, he didn't believe in none, he didn't believe in no religion, he thought it was all loads of, you know what I mean? And then, I hadn't seen him for about, say about 6 months. So, I'm standing with my mates, and I'm having a joint outside this shop, right? And this shop's on a main road in Liverpool. Like, it's every part of Liverpool. So there's me and a few mates standing on the door. They're not on the door as a security guard, just on the door having a joint. So I'm smoking this joint. And the next thing, Levy goes to me, lad, what do you mean, get on him? I said, get on him. He's like, get on him. I said, do. He's like, lad, there's Chris. What do you mean, there's Chris? And I'm looking up and I can't see no one. I'm like, where? He's going there. I'm like, where? He's there. I'm like, what? And as I've looked closely, I've zoomed in on him. It's Chris. So I'm looking at Chris, and he's just like, he's dressed in, I don't even want to disrespect him, because I don't know what it is, I'm not too sure on it, but as far as I'm concerned, it's like Muslim attire, yeah, it's like, you know, the big long robe with the hat, and, you know, I don't know whether that's what is used to pray, and I'm not too sure, so I'm not going to say that. You know, correct me in the comments if I'm wrong, but as far as I'm concerned, it's just full-on Muslim attire, isn't it? So as he's walking up to me, he's got this big cheesy grin on his face. He's like, salam brother, and I'm like, what? Now, that's just a normal greeting in Arabic, isn't it? Salam alaikum, it's a greeting in Arabic. So there's nothing wrong with that, but why is he saying it to me? Yeah, why is he saying it to me? So I've looked at him, and it's gone too far by the fact that he's walking down the street like that for me to think it's a joke. Do you get me? So I'm laughing, but not laughing at him. I'm just in my head thinking, what's going on here? And Levy is fuming, Levy's fuming. Levy just starts leading him and all that, and he's just going, what? I'm like, Levy, jibbing, lad. He's like, I won't, lad, I won't. He said, what's going on here, lad? Lad, what's happened to you, you know, and all that. He said, well, lad, he's obviously found religion, hasn't he? So he's going, lad, what are you on about? So they're just talking all that, I'm talking, I'm like, I don't believe this is mad, this. So then about 3 days later from that, right, I'm sitting in the house, and I get a phone call, and it's Tosh, and he's like, lad, and what he went, lad, Chris has been nicked. I said, what for? He went, lad, proper scene. I said, what do you mean, lad? He said, lad, he said, it was a few days ago, he said, about 2 days ago, he said, when we see him at the shop and that, he's gone back home, and whatever's gone on, these bailiffs have knocked at his house. And I'm like, yeah, so I'm thinking, yeah, what? He said, I said, yeah. He said, and he's opened the door and being like, yeah, come in, I've got nothing for you to rob. Now, Chris is like a minimalist, yeah, he's a minimalist, and he's got stashes, so if you look at him in real life, let's look at your bank and all that, he's got nothing. So he keeps his house minimal, yeah, he's got like a telly, he just keeps it minimal, right? Now, in his house, he's built a little, like, I don't know if it's a prayer room, but to the untrained eye like mine, it looks like that. That's okay, lad, if that's what you're doing, that's what you're doing. You know, like all like scriptures, and I think they're called hadiths on the wall, I don't know, I'm not too sure, you know, it's a different language, so he's got this like curtain, and when you look through the curtain, it's just like a different world to his house, you know what I mean? Now, that's sound, there's no problem with that, so he's brought these bailiffs in, I think the bailiffs are from the Marston group, he's brought the bailiffs in, he's been going to them, listen, I've got nothing for you to take, whatever you want to take, you can take. So as they're walking around the room, right, now, what Chris does is, Chris works, he does like, it's not like a job, but what he does is, he's got this, Chris's mum, right, works in a nursing home, and what he does, just, I know what, he's a nice lad, it's kind of his lad, doesn't have to be, he goes down, he cleans like all, you know, the yard, and, you know, he just does that for them, just anyway, they all love him and that. So he's got these chemicals, right, now the chemicals are only like brick acid, you know, like just for whatever, and cleaning detergents and that. So he's got these three or four barrels, like 25-litre barrels, but he's put them outside the room, outside his, like, let's just call it his prayer room, I don't know what it's called. So as the bailiffs, yeah, this is dropping mad, as the bailiffs are going walking around the house, they've gone upstairs and they've seen these barrels, right? And then his curtain's been open, so they've opened it and gone in the room, and he's like, take your shoes off, you're not allowed in this room with your shoes on. So like, we don't even want to go in the room, so they've looked in. Now what they've done then is, what I can imagine they've done is, they've flapped and thought that something heavy's going on, right? So the next morning, Chris is in his minding his own business. Now, Chris isn't one for the law, he hates authority, he hates them. So he gets a knock on his door, right? And as he looks out the top window, it's not even busy, it's just men in suits, right? Men in suits. So he puts it on, he's like, what? And they're like, we need to speak to you. He's like, who are you? He's like, you know, this ends up being a terror squad, right? So he's like, what are you on about? What are you on about? So they'd be like, listen, we're coming in one way or the other. He's like, you haven't got a warrant. He's like, we don't need a warrant, open the door now, I was going to take the door off. So he's like, well, let's have it then. So they took the door off, right? They've ran in the gaff. Now, as they've ran the gaff, he's pulled two blades out and been standing on top of the stairs like, anyone comes up here. So one of them's tasered him. So he's ran and jumped, climbed out the top window and jumped out and broke both of his ankles. So as he's on the floor, they've tased him again and nicked him, right? Now that's what's happened to him. So he's been nicked, he's been released because they found out what it was, but now he's in hospital, right? So that's just like, it was all over the paper and everything, honestly, proper crazy shout there. So that's like what he's about doing. So look at it from the busy's point of views. It was obviously a false alarm, it was just wisecracks, but because he reacted like that, he's ended up just getting it, you know, and he's been charged with assaulting the police and all that. They just hit him for whatever they can. He's on a delayed charge while he's sorting it all out, and he's in Aussie. I goes down to the Aussie to see him. And I'm in the Aussie, I'm talking to him, I'm like, what? He's going to me, lad? Nah. He's going, you know, I'm supposed to be going abroad, I'm supposed to be going to the place of where it all started, and I'm like, I don't know what you mean. And he's like, you know, it's a place in, it's called Mecca. I'm like, oh, I said, I've heard of it, lad. He said, yeah. He said, that's where I'm supposed to be going, lad, in a few weeks and all that. I'm like, you'll be alright, you'll be sound. He's like, yeah, so I'm talking to him anyway. He ends up getting off on that. I ended up talking to Robbie, so I said to Robbie, what's happening? So Robbie's like, I'm going to a party tonight. I said, where? He said, Levy. I said, you're going to a party tonight with Levy? He went, yeah. And I thought, that doesn't sound right, that. I said, these parties, he said, these birds are all lappies and that. And I'm like, yeah. I said, where is he? He told me. I said, I'm on them. I said, there's such and such. He went, yeah. He went, he come? I said, I might too, you know, lad. I said, I might too. So, and I'm going a bit off topic here, but I just need to get these little stories out because they're just hilarious, you know what I mean? And you just need to understand what I did, you know, the shit I have to deal with these lads, right? So, I get a phone call, it's about 11 o'clock in the night, and it's Levy. He's like, lad, he comes to this party, everyone's asking about it, and such and such. I said, yeah. I said, where's Robbie? He said, lad, he's just in the room with all birds, and that he's properly, you know what I mean? I'm like, oh, lad. He's going to me, lad, Robert Tequilo. I'm like, oh, lad, Jimmy, lad, Robbie Tequilo. Proper funny, that, isn't it? I just shout that, innit? So I end up going down, and as he goes down, there's all birds, and I'm like, what's happening? And they're like, oh, yeah, now, Robbie's ends up being there, like, let's just say the, you know, like Lee Bird, like a gay mate, well that's now Robbie, and I'm just like, this is weird, this is like all just gone mad and all that. So he said, Levy says to me, like, come upstairs, he's like, come on, so we go upstairs down the stairs and all that, and Robbie walks in, he's like, what's happening? Like, he knew what we were doing. Levy's like, get out now for a waste there. And I'm like, lad, and Robbie's going, shut up lad, you won't now. Robbie one-on-one straight with Levy, maybe he would do him, I don't know, but then Levy'd proper give it to him. Levy'd hurt him bad. There's no way he wouldn't. So it doesn't matter if you can fight Levy. You just don't want to mess around with Levy, do you know what I mean? He'll do you, definitely, 1,000,000% he'll do you. So he's like, so then he changed his tune totally, and he's like, yeah, I'm only messing, like, come here. So what he'd been going about in the party, Robbie, I weren't there at the time, but Levy told me that Robbie's been going about that his eyebrows were 1,500 quid. And I'm like, what do you mean? How are your eyebrows 1,500 quid? All shaped and, you know, just like letting it all go in. He's letting it all go. So I said to him, what's this about your eyebrows? And he's going, to like them and all that. I'm like, yeah. So Levy says, yeah, I have a stripe. So as Levy, this is Levy. As Levy puts lemon on his hand, as Robbie goes to sniff it, Levy grabs him in a headlock, spins him round, throws him in the back, pins him down, squirts all shampoo in his face, gets a biff, and just takes both brows off. I'm just like, lad, like, Robbie's just screaming like, I'm like, oh my God, it's not even to do with me. It's not to do with me. But I know quite well that if he goes downstairs with no eyebrows, and then me and Levy walk downstairs, it's just no matter what, it's going to be my fault, isn't it? I'm going to get the blame for it. So I'm like, lad, swear that. So I've just gone downstairs and left him to it, right? Levy's ended up just smacking him everywhere, just like, not like proper hard, but just letting him just all off his barrier. And I can just hear Robbie screaming, and then all goes dead quiet. So I just told him in quiet because I've gone down the stairs, you know what I mean? So I walked in the room and that. Now when I walked in the room, everyone's all in the main room. It's a big dining room with a living room on it. So there's tunes on, there's all bird there. It's a proper sound vibe, you know what I mean? I walked in like, what's on? And this bird just staring at me. Now this bird, she knows me. She's saw me and all that. But she doesn't really like me, do you know what I mean? Just like, I don't know why she just doesn't, it's just one of them things. So she goes to me, where's Robbie? I said, he's upstairs with Levy. And she's like, what do you mean? I said, what do you mean? I said, he's upstairs with Levy, I'm just typing her. She's like, oh, yeah. So everyone's like, I've just sat on the other side of the room and I'm just like quiet, I'm not even saying that, I'm just thinking, and I'm thinking, what's he doing up there? What's going on here? So next thing, Levy comes in, just like, and just looks at me, and I'm like, what's happening? He's like, all right, lad. Everyone's like, he's like, all right, lad. But he's changed, he's gone dead quiet too. So he's sitting on one side of the room and I'm sitting on the other side of the room, we're both just looking at there. And he's trying to tell me something, but he can't, but I know, and next thing, the door just bursts open. Look what he's done to me. All the shirt's being ripped off him. He's got no eyebrows. He's got a big line down his head, lost off a biff. I'm just like, oh my God, I've just burst out laughing, right? Levy's burst out laughing. Half the girls are laughing, but, you know, they're half human. And it just turns around and they're like, what, you and you? I was like, that's nothing to do with me. And Robbie's going, no, it wasn't him. It was him, pointing at Levy. Levy's like, lad, shut up now for a waste. I'm like, I don't know what. I'm like, lad, we need to go. I said, Levy, let's go. He's like, what? I said, let's go. He's like, where's it? Let's go to Tosh's. He's like, lad. I'm like, lad, let's just go. Everyone's starting to leave now. So we've bailed. He's crying, and I mean proper crying in tears. His 15 eyebrows are being ripped off. His shirt's being ripped off. And he's got a big line down. His like, he had long hair, not like long hair, but like, I don't know, so like, not like where you could grab it, but now he's got a big line down, like, mate, what have you done to him, lad? So he jumps out, he gets off, and I'm just laughing, I'm like, lad, so he goes to Tosh's in his, but Tosh's with some bird, he's like, lad, I'm with some bird. So we're like, we'll only be a minute 10 nights, because we got a taxi, we have to get a taxi from the party to Tosh's. So we said, let's phone a taxi, we walked in, everything sounds, all that, everything sounds, and that. Levy goes to Tosh, is that your bird? And this bird's gone to bits. So I'm looking at Levy, and I'm looking at Tosh. And I'm looking at this bird, and this bird has just gone bright red. So Tosh says, yeah, why? And he goes, how long have you been with her for? And he's like, about 6 months. And then he's like, lad, I was with her the other night. I went, what? He went, lad, I was with her the other night, and I'll tell you what a bedroom looks like, and just told her. I was just like, oh my God, she's gone to bits. Tosh is just like, I'm just like, how's he just done this everywhere? What are you doing? I'm like, we need to get off. So next thing, he got a ring back from the taxi, I'm getting off. I said, Tosh, what are you going to do? He went, I'll just sort it. And I'm like, that's heavy, Danny's going to me. So imagine how devil he is to bear. Imagine explain that's going to have to be got off. So then Levy and Tosh turn up at Robbie. I'm like, what's happening? They all coming in there. I'm like, listen, I need to fill you in on what's been going on here. He's like, what do you mean? So Levy's already on it because obviously he was there, but Tosh is like, took a step back. He's not on it. Degsy's not on it neither. So I'm like, yeah, here's what's happened, and I told him everything, being like, and then I got told I was doing this, I was getting put to bed, and then he said the word God, Tosh was like, lad, this is proper mental head case stuff, this, innit? And I'm like, innit, lad? I said, so look, from my point of view, he's like, is that why you've been quiet? I said, yeah, lad, I said, that's why, because my head's been gone off it. I said, now, Cockney sent me a voicemail, so I've spoke to him, and then he's like telling me he stood on for me and told Dennis not to do that, and then Rav's told me that Dennis gave the order not to Cockney and all this and all that and all that. So Tosh was like, who do you believe? I said, lad, I don't know. I said, what you do? I said, that's what you're usually here for. And Robbie's like, ah, lad, he said, what are you going to do? I said, I don't know. And Tosh was like, I'm game, lad. And Robbie's like, I'm game. And you know, Levy's game anyway. So he's like, I said, we have to try and make an appointment with Dennis and go and see him. So let's do the appointment, yeah. So Levy's like, lad, I'm bringing someone with me. I'm like, I know you're hard. I said, everyone is. I said, I am as well. I said, you know, if it gets out of hand, lad, then it's just, we're just going to have to do whatever we need to do. I said, I spoke to Troy. Now, Levy likes Troy, but Troy's never spoke to Levy. But he likes him because, like, Levy's that sort of person. Like, he loves things like that. I said, I spoke to Troy. I said, something to Degg's office and that. They were like, what? I said, well, how did Degg say? I said, lad, he was fuming. I said, but you've called him Dave, you know, lad. And I was like, oh, you're funny, you, lad. I said, I don't know. So here's what we need to do. I need to speak to the Cockney, right? But I need to speak to him freely. Now, I don't know whether I'm not well in or deep enough to do that. I don't know whether he'll let me speak to him freely, but I need to understand what his relationship is with Dennis, yeah? Because as far as it could be a number of things. It could be Dennis has said that to Rav because Dennis wants Cockney out the way, yeah? And he thought that him telling me that would make me go and do the Cockney, yeah? But then Dennis could have just done that because he wants me out the way. But why would Dennis want me out the way? I don't understand. It doesn't make sense to me. I've never done nothing wrong to Dennis, except for what we did with them box. Yeah, lad, you start all this. This is all your fault. Do you know what I mean? Don't even say sorry to me. Don't even say that, right? Robbie's like, what happens? I'm like, oh, Robbie, I'm not even going into it, lad. There's been all kinds going on, lad. I'll fill you in later on about it. Do you know what I mean? We'll tell you in a minute. Just shut up and just listen to me. So I've phoned Rav and I've told Rav to make an appointment, yeah? Now, Rav's just got back to me and told me that Dennis is free to see me on Saturday. So we've got a couple of days now where I need to start like getting into the Cockney and maybe go down there, have a bevy with him, you know what I mean, and see what's happening. Levy's like, but what if he does it? I'm like, lad, he won't. I said, I already know he won't. I said, I just know he won't. He's like, lad, you're just bouncing up everywhere on your own, thinking you're on one. I'm like, lad, I don't think I'm on one. I said, but, you know, if it weren't for me, lad, we'd always be getting sat off and everything by now. So, you know, you've got to thank me for it. It was all your fault. You did all of it. He's like, I know. So I've said, come on anyway, I'll see you later. So they've gone back and done what they're doing, all that. Now, I'm just thinking in my head, I need to speak to the Cockney. So I'm going to go about this because I need to ask the Cockney what his relationship is with Dennis and how tight they are, but without making it bang on, or, you know, I need to see where, like I did with Troy, I need to see where his loyalties lie. Are they with me or are they with Dennis? Now, I think they're with Dennis, there's no doubt about it, because that's just all I've ever known. That's all I've ever known. So I'm going to have to front it. I'm just going to have to front it and just see what happens, aren't I? So, let's go. So rings the Cockney up, and he's like, what's happening, mate? What's happening? I said to him, listen, lad, I said, can I speak freely? He's like, of course you can. I said, what's your relationship with Dennis? Like, and where do I fit into it?
Dennis, I can't stand him, really. He can't stand me. We're just associates. He's never got over the fact that I liked his bird. I trust you to look out for yourself and to look out for me.